Good afternoon, friends and Facebook. I today wanted to talk a little bit informally about toxins. I am a holistic health coach, and so people sometimes don't understand exactly what that means. And I also get asked quite often about toxins, about detoxing for gut detoxing, and then also just blood detoxing. So this is something I thought might be helpful for some people. So if you don't already know me, my name's Jeray Pearson, and I am a holistic health and empowerment coach. I've been coaching now in the online space for over a year. Super excited about that. So I'm just going to get started into this and kind of talk a little bit about where we come in contact with toxins. Then I'm going to run you guys through how you can detoxify yourself from some of the toxins that we come in contact with. So say hi when you hop on. Hi, everybody. All right. So first of all, air. So air, of course, we come in contact with from toxins throughout pollution and just air pollution. Right now, we have a lot of fires going on in the Pacific Northwest. And so that stuff, anything that we breathe enters our respiratory system. And so if you're not familiar with that, that essentially means that anything we breathe, we do have an exchange of oxygen and different things going on. And so that the stuff that we breathe does count. It's why smoking, why they advise against smoking cigarettes and that sort of thing. Surfaces, we pick up toxins from the surfaces around us as well, especially from cleaning products. Cleaning products are meant to kill germs. And so we sort of are oftentimes choosing between killing germs and harming our bodies with the toxins in the cleaners. So I've done a few posts recently about chlorine and fluoride and bromine, but particularly chlorine is known to calcify your pituitary gland, which impacts your sleep patterns. So your pituitary gland is also serotonin, controls your serotonin, which is for moods and emotions. So chlorine is one of the ones that it's good to avoid if you want to keep your pituitary gland cleaned out and keep your melatonin flowing like it's supposed to, and keep your sleep-wake cycles with the daytime and the nighttime and all that. So that is something to think about. Cleansers, a lot of the cleansers that kill germs do so in a really harsh way. So some things like, we hear about vinegar. You can clean a lot of things with vinegar. You can clean a lot of things with different baking soda as an abrasive and things like that, that kill the germs, but at the same time aren't adding toxins to your surfaces. So that is something that I started years ago, started swapping things out and finding the things that I could use for cleansers instead. I am also a representative for Pure Haven, which I believe is the most pure products that you can buy. They source, most of their stuff is organically sourced. And then if it isn't organic, it's extremely pure, and they're made in small batches and on and on. So I'll tell you guys more about that in a minute, but we do have cleansers and enzymes for cleaning. Enzymes are usually a safer way to go when you're cleaning a lot of like furniture and upholstery type things. So body care products. Let me see. I've been forgetting about my agenda here. I meant to. So with body care products, in the United States, we don't regulate the products that are in cosmetics and body cleansers and body creams and things like they do in European countries and in other countries. So we have to be, as a consumer, we have to be more on our game and aware of what is in our products. So most over-the-counter cleansers have things that make them sudsy. So they add chemicals. Sulfates are usually sulfites. They say some sort of word that has to do with sulfate, sulfur, something, dioxide, something like that. those products you want to be careful of. Their really only purpose is to make you feel like you're getting clean. So like in shampoos, that's almost always in a shampoo, because it seems like, you're really getting clean if you have a lot of suds and a lot of soaps. And so, I know now it's been a couple years since I've used any over-the-counter shampoos or whatever. I use only all natural holistic products now. And you don't have that same effect. You have to essentially retrain yourself for using a non-toxic product because you're so used to some of that stuff. And so just be cautious about that. It's a lot of the skincare products actually have chemicals in them that are known carcinogens, but they are not regulated. So they can still be put in there even if they cause cancer, is what that means. So we hear a lot about parabens, right? Parabens, a lot of companies have become more aware and started swapping the parabens out for other products, which are sometimes not much better, like petroleum products and things like that. So that is what that's all about. Food is, let's see here, food is the number one way that we get our toxins. So, and it's huge. So really, I'm going to take that out. What I mean by that is almost everything in the American diet, if it's processed, then it has chemicals in it. And most foods that we eat are processed unless they are unprocessed meats or organic vegetables. Even regular vegetables that aren't organic aren't processed, but they have chemicals added to them. So be really aware of the foods that you're ingesting, what chemicals you're ingesting, because anything, if you think about it, our intestinal tract, so our filtration system in our bodies, is our digestion, our kidneys, and our liver. Those all are helping us filter toxins through our body. And so one of the reasons I talk about leaky gut a lot is because when you have leaky gut, the things that you're actually consuming end up in your bloodstream, and our bodies start attacking different areas in our body, depending on what the chemicals are and where we're weakest in our body and things like that, which correlates to autoimmune disease. So chemicals in our food is really serious when you, especially, when everything we're eating has chemicals in it. If we don't eat very many vegetables, then I can pretty much guarantee that your digestion, your intestinal tract is being bombarded by chemicals that are eroding away at your intestinal lining and eventually will cause leaky gut to some degree. And the more that it is, so the more fast food with the phosphates that you're eating and the more processed gluten and wheat products that you're eating, the more you are breaking down your intestinal tract. Hi, Mom. Mwah. So the more then chemicals break down your intestinal tract, cause leaky gut. Leaky gut leads to some really horrible things, symptoms, and autoimmune diseases. So chemicals, in society, we are bombarded in every direction that we can by chemicals that were made in a laboratory. So if you don't know a lot about me, I have a chemistry background in college. I was chemistry, biology, pre-med really, at Boise State University. And I did cancer research with the chemistry department there for cancer pharmaceuticals. So we were actually looking at pharmaceuticals and trying to make them safer for the patients that had to rely on them for cancer. So I worked on a group of cancer drugs called anthracyclines, which were responsible for remission in a lot of prostate cancer patients. But then later down the road, they weren't able to take any more of those drugs because it had built up crystals around their heart, which kept so if they continued that, it would stop the function of their heart. So it was our job in the chemistry lab to take these drugs and try and extend the longevity of them so that the crystals weren't forming as quickly, because there was no way really to get around it altogether, right? So this is the stuff that I'm talking about, that we can, we might not see what is happening within our body, but it's causing some damage. And that is why I'm so passionate about holistic health. And holistic for me means as pure as possible. So that means as few chemicals as possible, so that then we are letting our bodies do what they're supposed to do, which is heal themselves and keep themselves healthy. So a lot of times we get to where the damage is pretty significant within our intestinal tract, for example, and it takes some repair time. So people will start a diet thinking that they want to reduce their symptoms from an autoimmune disease. And then it takes quite a while. And so in that time, they might give up because they don't see the results that they're looking for. But I've just learned that sometimes it takes 6 months to 8 months of really clean living before your body can really start healing itself and sending the right signals in order to heal itself. So how do we detox? This is something that, so the one last thing that I want to mention, because this did just happen in the news, is so Monsanto. I don't know how familiar you are with Monsanto, but Monsanto is the maker of Roundup. So they are also the creators of genetically modified organisms, so that when we grow these plants, we can spray them more heavily with bug killers and herbicides, fungicides, that sort of thing, so that we have a higher production, right? So that we can produce more food without it spoiling or going bad. And this is the first time. So for years and years, since I started doing this about 7 years ago, this is the first time that Monsanto, the creator of Roundup, has been held accountable for some of the things that's happening. In particular, they just lost a Supreme Court lawsuit that says that they caused cancer in a man. So this is a huge thing. This is the first time that we've ever had actual validation that, what I've been talking about for the last 7 years is real in the United States. This is really happening. And so this is just huge. So we have, so be aware of that this is something that now, no matter how much money a lot of these big companies have, we're making an impact by our awareness and our voice and our speaking out. So I just wanted to mention that one last time before we switch to detoxing. So detoxing, I get asked about detoxing all the time. And typically when people ask me about detoxing, it's because they think that they need to detox to lose weight. I hear this a lot. People ask me, how can I detox? I need to detox because I'm plateaued on my weight loss or something like that. And this is sort of a myth. So yes, we have toxins in our body, and we can detoxify from them with real foods by increasing our fruits and vegetables, our green leafy vegetables, and then our fruits, and pumping up our antioxidants and omega-3s. So high fiber, fiber is going to detoxify you. But if you have for a very long time been doing damage to your intestines and you have these symptoms, a lot of the times detoxing isn't what you need, it's healing. So be aware of that. Detoxing, I don't recommend doing stimulant detoxing. So stimulants, it's essentially, so the whole idea of detoxing is increasing our digestion and our filtration, right? Speeding that up so that we can get toxins out of our bodies. But if you are using a stimulant to do that, you are putting a chemical into your body and sending signals to your body that aren't legitimate. So a stimulant is going to possibly increase your digestion and your filtration and make you have some symptoms that seem like you're really detoxing. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that is going to solve any of your problems. So especially if you're continuing down the same path, we can't really do a detox for a few days and then go back to doing exactly what we were doing before. That's not how I coach anyway. That's, I know that quick fixes is what some people are looking for, but I'm looking more at changing the lifestyle in itself that is making us sick in the first place, right? So detoxing, like I just said, water. So water with lemon or cucumber will help you. Apple cider vinegar, probiotics, fiber. The chia drinks are amazing. It's good, high in fiber and omega 3s. So that is very good for you if you want to detox. And I just recommend that if you are trying to detox, so you're cutting out the chemicals, hopefully all areas of the chemicals as much as you can, topically as well as what you ingest. If you are eliminating those from your environment as much as possible, and then you do just those things, you increase your water intake with your lemon, you start taking a probiotic, you eat more green leafy vegetables and just more vegetables across the board, that's going to do wonders. That's fiber and phytochemicals and antioxidants. Fruit as well. Don't avoid the fruit because you think that the fruit is what's making you gain weight because of the sugar or whatever somebody's told you. Fruit is extremely good for you, and it helps you detox as well as maintain a healthy intestinal tract. So those things, honey, local raw honey is very good for your keeping your bacteria in your intestinal tract on balance, which keeps you detoxified, right? It keeps your food moving through your intestinal tract and separating it out in the way that it's supposed to your kidneys and your liver and your bloodstream, right? So that's all you have to do to detoxify. But if you are going through the process, of detoxifying, please take it a step further and start trying to live more of a holistic lifestyle, just because we do get bombarded by toxins in every which way. When I started with Pure Haven as a customer years ago, Pure Haven is where I get all of my, skincare products from that don't have any toxins in it, and my shampoo and my body wash and my cleansing products, my bug spray, my sunscreen, all of that, my essential oils. I get all of that stuff from them. And I started realizing how many chemicals were in everything, because when you swap out one or two things at a time, you run out of Windex. And so you decide, I'm just going to make my own this time. Right. And so as you're swapping stuff out, you start realizing all of the different areas that we have toxins around us. And as a chemistry major, I was seeing firsthand how our physiology responds to pharmaceutical drugs as well as toxins and other things. A lot of the research we did and the research that we read was all about how our health is impacted by introducing one foreign thing, right? Just by one foreign thing, our physiology is going to change. But we're talking about hundreds, sometimes thousands of chemicals around us on the regular. So to me, that's why I choose holistic health as my focus in my coaching. And I've gotten even more passionate about it, because when you start cutting these toxins out and trusting in your body's ability to heal and then letting it heal itself, miraculous things happen. Quality of life improves. Just across the board, life changes in huge ways. So if you need any assistance from me, or if you are interested in seeing some of the Pure Haven products, we have amazing starter kits for people that want to start swapping stuff out. My skincare line, for example, it's it's an eye cream, a night cream, a moisturizer, a facial cleanser, an exfoliant. My entire skincare line, I think it was like $100 to get my entire skincare line that lasts me about 4 months. And then when you're purchasing just one product at a time, it's not expensive. It's completely doable. Same with, my shampoo and conditioner for my family and whatever. If you are only purchasing 1 or 2 items at a time, it's not expensive. It's just when you look at swapping out everything, it feels overwhelming. But, we have a $400 product kit that you can get for $150, that has all sorts of different household products, pet products, baby care products, on and on. So highly recommended. This month also, I'm donating any of my profit from Pure Haven products to a leukemia patient right now. So that would be fantastic if you guys can get on board with that. But if you are catching me in the replay, definitely make sure and let me know that you saw the video, comment replay, or give me a heart or a like so that I know that you got something from this. But love you guys so much. Always holding space for you. And if you, like I said, need anything from me, holistic health-wise or life coaching empowerment, please reach out to me. I have free stuff. I've got a $50 membership program. I've got programs at all different price points and whatever. So I am here to help you. Also, you can check my website, JurayPearson.com, if you want to know about any of this stuff. So, all right, you guys, talk to you soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day.